Hello friends, this is Odds. Elon is running a poll about it right now, and today I want to bring you one of the most exciting and clean killer performances I've ever seen in a tournament, and this comes straight from the DBD Community Cups. This is the first time in years that Behavior has actually endorsed an official DBD tournament. They happen periodically on multiple regions, and anyone is free to join, so if you have 4 friends, you can join. I'll give you a link down below if you want to find them. And normally these are not streamed or commentated, which is a bit of a shame. I hope they change that in the future. But after asking the organizers, they actually did give me the option to come in and watch them live as they happened. I watched several games of the NA and EU Cups, and one of them was just so impressive that I just had to share it. You're going to see my live reaction and commentary to one of the cleanest and most surgical killer games I've ever watched. Enjoy. Alright, so we are about to head into Team Eternal, which is playing Killer, versus Team Ruby Wolves, which is playing Survivor. There's also another match simultaneously happening where the Killer of the other team and the Survivor of the other team are playing, but we only get to see one of the two. And this one is for the semifinals. According to the rules, the map here is Midwich. There are 4 killers that are allowed to be played. Nemesis, Hag, and Pig, which would be playable, but a bit difficult. And Dredge, which is the one that I'm personally expecting and the ones that we have seen the most. Now, we only have up to yellow add-ons for Survivors and for Killer, so it's no surprise that with these add-ons, we see the Maulthinker's Call. The Maulthinker's Call is an add-on that makes Nightfall happen faster the more people are injured, and it's really, really strong. But the other one is the Burnt Letters, which is a bit of a strange pick, because the Burnt Letters only gives a little bit of points every time you hit a Survivor from healthy to injured. Personally, I think the Hattie's Calendar to go through lockers faster would be better, but maybe they know something I don't. I don't know if that's just a calculated play. Very good use of Springburst by the Ace. It's not going to be easy to get our first hit in, but after it happens, we have, oh, this is such a classic eruption play. Survivors will probably immediately be able to tell that this perk is in play. Killer kicking a gen at 1% is not a very good play, but with eruption, it is kind of a good idea, because that can disable someone later, which can be huge. So Survivor sure picked up on that fact, and now he needs to get the first hit in, which is so difficult. It's so difficult. Nightfall is not happening really quickly. You'll notice that he's actually teleporting, because that builds up Nightfall faster by little bits. And I'm guessing Zaka understands that every Survivor is going to play super safe and make it super impossible to get the first hit. So he's literally just wasting time building Nightfall. Seems to be what's going on. Yep, even taking a minute to text someone, apparently. Oh, first hit happened on the Survivor with the medkit. Very critically, this is the only Survivor allowed to have a medkit. Everyone else does not have one, but Ornia does have one. She does have Dead Heart. Ooh, very safe drop of the pallet there. If this Survivor is left alone, they will likely heal, so might be that Zaka wants to commit to this down. Let's see from the killer's point of view. A good use of Remnant should be a guaranteed down here. Nice! Oh, there were multiple options. We hit Eruption on the gen we initially kicked. Did that affect anyone? Seemingly not, so very good job by the Survivors avoiding that. And we have our first down, 1 gen in. I would say very decent outcome. Now, unlike other killers that I've seen at this stage of the tournament, Zaka is not at all playing into the endgame. We don't have No It, we don't have No Way Out, we don't have anything like that. He actually thinks he can keep the gens at bay. He's gonna wait a little bit for the cooldown on Eruption. Eruption cooldown is now gone. And I don't know why he waited that long there. But now Eruption is reapplied to that gen. Call O'Brien, the perk on the left, is also making it regress faster, which is really good. Notice that any chance he gets, he will use the Remnant to speed up the nighttime meter filling up. And the Survivors actually use Reassurance from Ace on the Survivor on the hook from a different floor. So this Survivor on this hook will be here 90 seconds. Really good play by them doing this. And one of the strengths of Reassurance on this map is that you can use it from different floors. So this camp could cost a lot of time. And it could happen again in the future. So it's a really sticky situation for a killer who definitely has a Frisian around this. He is playing the correct way. It is so difficult to begin to down other people. And yet, what can he do? Notice that he has a bit of a bigger drop when you... Oh, that was an interesting mind game. A bit of a bigger drop when you teleport around the hook survivor. That seems to be like some kind of anti-camping built-in mechanic. And, body block. Nice, very good. He body blocked the other survivor to make sure that they could not take a hit for their teammate. When you hit a survivor, they can go through you, but other ones cannot. So that is an effective exchange here. And Eruption hitting the gen in the chemistry room above. Very, very solid. But now, predictably, the ace will have Deliverance. Yeah, of course he will have Deliverance. Why wouldn't he? So he can wait 59 seconds here if he wants to, and then get himself off, which he does right now. Meanwhile, the team has found other gens. Person with medkit is healing very slowly, but healing nonetheless. And our killer with Nightfall is trying to see if they can go for one of the people that have already been hooked. Hooking a third survivor right now would be such a waste of time at 2 gens. You do not have time for that to happen. So either Ace, who's freshly off the hook, or Nia, who freshly got spotted, needs to be chased. And a great use of the Remnant here guarantees a hit, pretty much. I think that is a guaranteed hit. Oh, the survivor really wanted it not to. Oh, Nightfall teleport ahead of the survivor. Will this work? Will this work? It will work, but she is in a very good spot. Using the Remnant here is just too difficult. The loop is just too strong. And the killer, seemingly, is confident that he can actually switch targets. Here, I think the add-on to come out of the locker faster, the mentioned earlier Hadis Kandar, could have been more helpful than the burnt letters, which only increase a little bit of Nightfall when you hit someone. Oh, but we see a massive play by the killer, very ambitiously trying to control everything. I think this could backfire because now the Nightfall has come and gone. But we're onto a vulnerable target, and with multiple people injured. Let's wait for that dead heart. Wait for that dead heart. Wait for the dead heart. There was... That is insane. That is insane. Oh my god. So we did apply a bunch of Eruption around gens during Nightfall, which is always a thing you can do when you have Nightfall and this build. And we found a person that is dead on hook. We don't know if the killer is aware of all of their perks. We'll have a quick look. But you don't want to get a kick on that gen. You want to get a hit here, and then when the Eruption is off, he doesn't mind. He doesn't mind. Oh, very powerful. If you... Oh, that's a hit. That's a hit. It's a hit, a kick, and he's out, presumably. Yeah, Eruption had to be off cooldown. And now Nia will be sitting on the hook. She does have Decisive, which is huge. She does have that extra layer of security when she comes off the hook. And Zaka will need to be very careful. He will be keenly aware that off the record Decisive are all on the table. Luckily, the survivors are limited to just 1 perk per person. This person will not die on the hook. They will be rescued and protected by another person that is also slightly vulnerable. Nightfall drops, and our killer probably is ready to try to track the person that they need to. They see no blood here, so this is not the person you want. And I imagine a bunch of teleports will happen now. Listen to Heartbeat. Ooh, damn, this is a good hit that he can and will take, but he doesn't want to commit to this. He wants to find the Nia. Killing the Nia now is what will make or break this result, in my opinion. And yet, he commits to her, which is really brave. He knows... Oh, that's so good. He knows that this girl cannot have Dead Heart because the Nia used Dead Heart. So that was a very safe play by them. He tries to swing because he heard footsteps behind him. Was afraid that might just result in a pallet save, but it did not, thankfully. That doubt actually did yield a lot of really good results because of Eruption. And you're seeing Dredge in his element right now, at his strongest. Unfortunately, he cannot teleport to that locker because it is too close to the person on the hook, who has now been hit by Reassurance from the ace again, making the hook stakes last 90+ seconds. Way too long to camp that. Nice swing to fall down into the hole, which saves a little bit of time. It's all about defending these gens. It's all about keeping the exchanges coming. And most importantly, it's all about finding Nia or maybe Ace, who are the people that have been hooked once or twice already and need to die. Survivors on their side, surely aware of what's going on and surely aware that they need to keep Nia safe, but the Eruptions are going to be stacking up here. Oh, that's a bit unlucky. You need to hit it from the right angle. Good stuff. And we did see someone at the end of the corridor. Maybe their killer did not spot it. Off the record on Nancy, seemingly. Yes, indeed, off the record. You can tell because she makes no noise when injured. And the Nia has been spotted. This is a critical moment. The team absolutely must come and defend her. Oh, tough call. Sitting on that pallet, you have no safety here. And Nightfall, as far as I'm aware, is coming soonish. Oh no, you don't have a window on this floor. If you guys don't know, if you have a window on a classroom, the one above or below doesn't have one. Oh no! Perfect teleport went through. Waiting for the dead heart doesn't happen. Will this be a flashy save? No flashy save for the teammate. This is most certainly a person about to die with, I think, nothing the survivors can do about it. With Nia dead? I think the rest of the team is in a really tough spot. Sure, there's only one hook on Ace and one hook on Nancy, and our Lori is fresh as a rose, but it is so difficult to hold that in Nightfall against such oppressive perks. I think you want to hit, maybe a teleport back to that gen, maybe kick it. It is so easy to commentate it, and it feels so natural. Oh my god, this person absolutely is trapped in this room. There's no dead card, so Killer doesn't even need to worry about that. That is great. We have now a second person dead on hook. But will the other survivors finish a gen in this meantime? No, they have gens barely started. Oh, the 3 gen they are left with is rough. Oh my goodness. Okay, the spectating does break a little bit when you hook people. So, yep, gen in the chemistry room, the one with the hole, has been kicked. We could hear that. And immediately into someone with the Nightfall detection. Ooh, that's so rough. It could be that our killer decided not to bring the Hades calendar because they understood that they would go through so many lockers so many times that you would just eventually break the lockers, right? So maybe they figured that this was going to be such a long battle of attrition that there was no point in just making the teleports a bit faster the first time, because you're going to do it so many times repeatedly. Fascinating stuff. One of the most exciting games of this type I've seen. This will be a free hit for sure for Zaka. And I do not envy the position of these survivors at all. 3 people injured. Malthinker's Call making the night meter fill up very fast. Massive control over the generators, all of which seem to be next to lockers that make it very easy and convenient to defend them. It's almost effortless how well Zaka has single-handedly managed to keep these 3 gens, and how difficult it is even for seasoned players to keep a difficult 3 gen for the killer. But yeah, we hear a little bit of healing during that night traversal. The healing has been interrupted, and the progress resets because of Sloppy Butcher applying Mangle status effect and hemorrhage. So we see that we have a circle of healing effect on Nancy, but all that progress that she did on healing just went away from the Mangled, and more importantly from the hemorrhage that comes from Sloppy Butcher. Seems like our killer is going to be using... Oh, Remnant? Alright, place it right there. That's pretty good. This is really difficult to play. Really difficult to play. Oh, nice. And he knows that there's no dead heart, so he doesn't even need to wait and hesitate there. More eruption happening. It did not hit anyone, fortunately, so that was a good call out if those gens were affected. But now we have another person dead on hook. And honestly, I love to see that the sheer confidence of Zaka in his perks and add-ons even is paying off. I love to see that. I don't like seeing killers that play with No Way Out, Rancor, and already assume that they're gonna do badly and try to fight for 1 kill at the end. That unfortunately happens in tournaments of this style against survivors of this caliber, but this killer went in knowing what he was capable of and proved it. And we have a very interesting standoff. Oh my god. The camera flick to pretend that you're swinging and condition the survivor is beautiful. All those little things have been like developed and understood by the survivors over many hours of practice and tournaments. And Nancy's been spotted, but she does have off the record, don't forget. Oh, doesn't matter, the first hit comes for free. That is crazy, one of the craziest lunges that we'll see today. Wow. What an exciting time to watch these comps, man. I feel like this has been a complete ride so far. Okay. That being said, we're now at the more calm part of the match, where the killer has solidified their grip on the gens, and survivors have to begin to play it really safe, reset their health states, and try to pincer attack the gens. But can they do that? Look at that, dude. Look at that. You just kick gens. That is so crazy. This was unthinkable some years back. Kicking generators used to do 0% damage to them, and there were no real perks to kick them just like that. You would always want to prioritize a hit on an open target, like the one we saw, as opposed to... Oh, very nice. Ooh, Oh, the Swabber actually did run into the Remnant, making it disappear. The first time we see Zaka misplaced slightly. And I mean only very slightly still. That was really, really good. His recovery for his power is much faster now. Oh, he needs to... That is a bug. No bug. No. We do see him pick the correct locker. Ooh, that was big. But this person is not the hook. They're not the one that Zaka wants to prioritize. So probably a hit and back to all the gens is what's gonna happen. The best thing you could get out of this hit is just an eruption proc. Are we gonna see that? Not quite. Another teleport can happen in about 4 seconds. Are we gonna see that? No. It's too much trouble, I reckon. Oh. This is tricky. This window will block when vaulted several times. That is a down. And the survivor decided to make it as fast as possible. Someone hit by eruption. I believe the first, maybe second time this has happened. Unfortunately, that was such an insane call that... Yeah. That she didn't even saw on purpose. But she is using the time from eruption productively. In the time where she cannot actually do anything, she is recovering the charges on her toolbox with build to last, which is insanely smart. Even during the downtime, she found a way not to get caught. She knew that going to a locker next to the gen would make the killer come out of it and grab her, so she went to a slightly further apart locker that the killer wouldn't teleport to, just to get that. I thought that was really, really smart. And with that toolbox, you can save a decent amount of chunks of time on a generator. So this could be the beginning of a small comeback, though I do think they are in a really, really tough spot. All right, this time we do get a free hit. Will the killer go back and kick, or will he commit to this down? I do not know. Either way, if he gets a down here, that is a really, really good result. I don't know what's going on in the other match that's being played simultaneously, but I have a really, really hard time believing that anyone could be outperforming this. This is an insane... Look at that lunge. That's what you can do when you know the person doesn't have dead hard. You can lunge from the very, very edge of what's possible just to save that little bit of time where someone might be popping a gen. Awesome stuff from the killer side. Survivor out of the way. He probably understands that it might come down to endgame, so he's opening up some shortcuts to get rid of this boon. Now, this boon was not set up by the ace. If he knew that it was the ace that set it up, he probably wouldn't break it, because breaking it is irrelevant. If someone dies, their boons go with it. It came instead from Laurie, so that boon now makes resets of health states even harder. Nightfall is gonna happen. A hit just occurred. I don't see how these survivors can live. And in this map, it is extremely difficult to hide away from the killer. There are lockers everywhere, so if this Nancy goes down, excellent use of life, revert vault into a pallet you just dropped. Best thing Nancy can do, in my opinion, is run the killer for so long that the killer runs out of nighttime and he cannot use the nighttime to find the final survivor. But it is so much easier said than done. Remnant play about to happen. Killer was caught a little bit off guard by Nancy just running to the next tile, but this is so difficult. All right, Nightfall. Are we gonna try a Nightfall teleport? Yeah, Nightfall teleport. Heartbeat. He hasn't found anyone, but I think he's gonna look. Oh, the boon was reset. If the killer remembers that. Oh, teleported to the wrong spot. Yeah, if the killer remember that, they might have checked on the boon they just redid. They definitely do not want to go home with 3 kills when they can easily get 4. Let's say that both teams get 3 kills or both teams get 4 kills. If Nancy bleeds out, this would be really bad, as the killer would get fewer points. I don't know what I would do if I were them, honestly. It seems like they're gonna be happy with simply getting this. It might also be that since this game has gone on for a long time, their team could be chatting with them on Discord and telling Zaka, okay, we got 2 man out, you only need 3 kills. And that might be the reason why right now he's happy to just take the 3 kills home. But if he wanted to play it even dirtier, oh, we have seen our target. Notice that he does not run into her. Instead, he understands what areas she has already surveilled and now tries to cover the other ones, and in doing so gets the hatch. What an insane match. The survivors played the beginning really well up until they lost Nia. I think they had a really good chance, and the killer, what can I say about Zaka? Oh my god. I'll tell you a little bit of something. Zaka is a Spanish player, and I've actually had the pleasure of playing against him and with him in, you know, friendly tournaments and scrimmages. I will tell you something, he's one of the finest survivors that I've ever played against. And seeing him play Nurse and Blight and all of these killers made me really appreciate him as an extremely good, maybe one of the best players DBD has to offer right now. I would say confidently around the globe. And then being able to see him kick ass with a killer so technical as Dredge that requires so much decision making that is still an M1 killer that needs to get the earn each hit is incredible. What an insane match from you all. GG's. Pleasure to watch.